Well, it's 3 p.m. and we are all set to begin with our today's webinar. It's a lovely Thursday afternoon. A very warm welcome to all our participants present here today. HR Association of India, along with Great Manager Institute of India, welcomes you all to the 2022 Dialogue Masterclass series on the topic Leading People in Current Times. Great Manager Institute conducts a Great People Manager survey in India and have come up with the list of top 100 managers. And the recognition is powered by Forbes India and Great Manager Institute, where we are fortunate to have 5 managers from the esteemed list who would be sharing their success stories, mantras, hits and misses, and achievements over leading their team in current times. To know more about HR Association of India and Great Manager Institute, I would request all our participants to visit the link and details posted in the chat window. Request all the participants to kindly follow the webinar guidelines mentioned in the chat window. It's my privilege to introduce you to our esteemed speaker, Mr. Balaji K S, and I would also like to congratulate him over this achievement. Mr. Balaji K S, SVP People and Client Success, Rishabh Software. Being a certified HR professional, Balaji K S has led both the people and client success teams for over 19 plus years and has received a handful of accolades year on year, including from the World HR Board and the World HR Congress. He is an unconventional thinker and a meticulous planner who ensures to focus on creating a positive impact in the business by balancing the needs of both people and clients. Known for identifying and building the capability of people and multicultural teams to accelerate business outcomes, he is a giver and has inspired many. You can follow him on LinkedIn. The link for the same has been shared in the chat window. Congratulations, Mr. Balaji. We are super excited to have you here. We will now hand over the platform to you to take this discussion forward.
Thank you, Faisal, for such a warm introduction. Hope my voice is clear and you're able to
Yes,
see
yes,
me.
it's pretty much clear.
Okay. I welcome all for joining me in this today's discussion. I'm sharing the screen. Hope the screen is visible. And busy Thursday, and appreciate all the people. I hope I'll try my best not to bore anyone. It's very hard to hold on after the lunch, especially the 3 to 4 is the most toughest. And that's what Faisal hold me there, giving me a toughest time to hold all people in this busy time. But yes, I will. It's a great opportunity and privileged to be part of here. And I must start with the thank you note for giving GMI a great opportunity for going through the process, and then Forbes recognizing me, and then HRAI as usual, giving an opportunity in such a platform and sharing the thoughts and the topics it's a heartfelt, it's a great one. Thank you, Faisal. If already I can go with the flow.
Yes, yes, you can go ahead.
Okay. So as we see the topic, leading people in the current times, for me is leading anything is the hardest job that is. The real challenge for everything that's been flying at us, we don't get a chance to run it. Rather, we tend to react than leading. COVID taught us suddenly how to lead rather than reacting. So with this, uh, I have put some couple of slides on this, and this is a disclaimer which I want to share it with all the people, that whatever I'm going to share it has worked with me. It doesn't guarantee that it may work with you, but I completely respect the perception of everyone. Feel free to share me your critic feedback and everything, and I respect it completely. So that's a humble disclaimer I want to put it before I share it. With this, so what is there today, right? So leading people in current times for me, so it is more to do with people as they have accepted us and have given us an opportunity to lead them. It doesn't come. So people accepting I always say to my team, Indian politics, it's all about a barrister Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi for not wearing, who born with a silver spoon was wearing a blazer, and half of his life went in half naked, which is Ambedkar ji wearing a full coat blazer. So Indian politics is between these two. If so, people accept the somebody as a leader. So it's so nice of people that they recognize, it's so nice of them, and then the company equally for giving an opportunity. So Rishabh Software has been a decade I've been with them. um, it's a toughest journey I had gone through, when I say not with the company, but the enormous responsibility. From there, the way it is started, and then people coming and going. End of the day, it is nice of them, both the parties, like Rishabh and the team who worked with me, is giving me an opportunity to lead them across. So that is my gratitude towards them for giving the opportunity. With this, so I want to, before we speak about the current challenges, leading team in current times, so I want to explain, or I want to touch the top 3 challenges or 4 challenges that we are going through as an HR fraternity. So for the first and foremost, for any companies today is a hook, right? That especially the technology piece, the IT industry. We have spoken a lot in the Forbes groups as well, that the backouts, right? People are committing the offer, and then the first people, they accepted the offer with one company, and then they happy to choose offer with another company. So for this, I think the first, for me, if had it been the first recruiter who happened to achieve his monthly target, uh, he or she has encouraged the candidate to fiddle with the offer. I think the first recruiter has to be blamed. So it is nothing to blame the people who fiddle with the offer. It is the recruitment as a fraternity, or HR as a fraternity. All of us have to be blaming ourselves that we only cared about our business, and that's the way it is. We have shown money, and then we kept aside the values, ethics, everything. End of the day, everybody is having a target to achieve, and then everybody jumped into the same pool by showing money, and people are fiddling with the offers and things. So that the first recruiter who done it, if that guy could have stood up and said, okay, uh, we are not going to do, you have an offer, we want you to ethically, we want you to follow that. If that recruiter could have said, I think the situation could have not been reached to the backout stage where we are talking even today. So I leave it this to the HR fraternity to think of implementing a right policies with ensuring we hire people with a high ethics and moral, so that we don't disturb so many things in the market. So that's the first thing which I want to talk about. Second thing is the resignation, great resignation era. Suddenly, so if I look into those 2 years or 1 year or 2 year ago, people were always saying 2 things. One is, people don't leave the company, they leave a manager. And if your culture is good, people will stay with you. Or if your culture is good, people will come back. Those are all the things. From the data, what I have, and I observed various research and things, whatever I had gone through, this is proven wrong. We were absolutely wrong that we were blaming those managers who really worked hard, came up in a ladder, want to do good for himself or the company, and the person who wanted to leave blamed the person and went. And today's we are talking about, Rishabh has been lucky there, but still, like, our attrition has been last 3 years, we are able to put a great team effort here by maintaining our attrition less than 10%. So now, if I look into last 2 years, the reason before 2 years was like, my manager was not good, no opportunity, no new challenges, HR is not good in the company, the organization, I do not have a visibility. Those all the reasons were given. But last 2 years is very much clear that 90% of the people leaving the company for money and 95% of people joining with you for money. So for all the records of so many surveys, everything, they have proven that, okay, it's money takes care of everything. It's not anything else. That's how it is coming. Despite technology is so blessed, having so many things with a great salary and a great environment to work with as an industry as a whole. I would call it technology is a great industry, or IT industry is a great one to be part of it, because the best industry, you are under great roof, you have a Friday bash, Saturday bash, you have weekend parties, lot many things are associated here. Still, it is shown that uh, we made little bit greedy. I'm not blaming everyone, but 90% of people leaving are saying that we are going for a money. And the third one, it is brutal, right? Um, I need a permanent work from home and things. So it is a curse, like is a technology is no longer a boon to people. I really still I don't understand that. How can someone even think to have a asking permanent working from home? I completely with people that they need to have a flexibility. They want an employer or anyone to trust them to have a great working environment, and also they should be allowed to work from home. But today we have 100% people talking, like anybody whomsoever we are calling, they are saying that, will you give me a permanent work from home? That's the era we are in, and we are giving them an opportunity and things, because the business has to go. I feel because of so much of luxury given to the technology or IT industry as a group, it is going to affect the other industry for sure. People are going to compare, and it is a great thing where we are invited. One of the cursing thing what the COVID could have done to us, that definitely it made us ready to work from home, but it also a little bit made us becoming lazy and not following things and stuff. And fourth thing, I'm seeing so many emails or so many people saying there's a lot of skill gaps, freshers versus experienced people, or Indian talents are not ready in the market, they are not corporate ready, for those kind of things. Now my serious question to all of them is our freshers so bad? If so, why the fresher hiring is increased percentage wise, it is increasing every year? And then as a fraternity, again, all the companies barring 30-40% people, they really help the freshers to learn and come up with a great career in their life. But what about the rest? What kind of training plans we have? We need to give back something to the society. You need people. Still the discussion happening on interns are not getting paid. What kind of things we are giving back to people by training them? We are scaling up ready to the market and things, because 10 years ago we were only looking for a backend developer. It's whether it is a call it a .NET or Java and something. Later it was added some framework, MVC and those kind of things. Then it is a front end also added a piece. People wanted a quick delivery. And then now we are adding a cloud also. So you're asking a fresher to deliver all your back and framework, full stack kind of, and we named also as a full stack development. We are proud of that. And then we are expecting. So, and then we are saying there is a skill gap. I think it has to stop. As a fraternity, again, we need to celebrate our freshers. I think we need to find the jobs for them. We need to direct them. We need to challenge, and also we need to direct them that how they can be successful in their career, how they can go about a learning program, and how they can adapt the right learning programs. Those kind of things we really need to encourage, or really need to share with people. And today's generation is very smart. We call it as a Gen X, Gen Y, millennials, and all these things. Of course, a different topic altogether. But that's why I want to really giving back to the fraternity again, thinking little louder that what we are giving back to the society by ensuring right talent or right India as a country, what kind of talent we are nurturing, where Sundar Pichai kind of person is ruling Google. Look at the strong ethics what has been imparted despite his IIT and things. For all that matter, those leaders, the ethics takes them to the next level. There is a discipline, there is a patience. It is one of the interviews. It was asked that to Mr. Pichai that have you ever dreamt of being a CEO of Google? He jokingly said, I never even thought of finding a job in Google. Um, um, so that's how it is grown, right? Given opportunity, people will grow. You need to have a trust in them, and you need to show them a right direction. That's how I see it. The industry has to come forward. They need to even start saying that our talents are better than any other country. We need to start talking some positive things to tell that we are doing good. Then we are beating around the bush and the skills are not ready, freshers are not good, and those kind of things. Regardless to the colleges also have to do their part, but these are the current challenges I'm talking about. So given this scenario, how am I leading the team or the things? So people, I think around whatever the people who's in, so the majority I see people are from the HR fraternity. I think the most blessed team in the industry or anybody is human resources. We are the easy people, right? Anybody can walk into us and they can advise us what we should be doing. It is very easy to comment why we are playing a Rangoli. HR is all about playing a Friday games. HR is firing, hiring, whatever. It's very blessed. But the so-called advisors, if you ask them, okay, why don't you sit and hire some people? You talk to them every day. They'll say, no, that's not my job. That's how they react to it. That's a reality. So, and in the given this scenario, how will you approach as a leader or as anybody within the team? So typically when people are busy in sharing advices, and they have that typical thing, right? If things goes fine, you don't hear. But if thing doesn't go fine, it's very easy to put it on the recruiter. Okay, a recruiter is not doing a good job by bringing a right person. Our recruitment is weak. Our HR is weak. It's very easy to comment. And end of the day, the quality of hiring is not good, and talent and things. Um, so given this scenario, the typical journey of so-called hiring managers, let's see a 6-year developer, when they give an interview with all passion, you get an interview feedback of, okay, he's good, but he's equivalent to 2-year developer. Those kind of typical messages, you get it. And people bound to compare and things. If So it goes on, right? So the top best companies, some policies when you will get implement, whereas HR never give an advice on how to do a development. That is what the somewhere I need to take it to the HR fraternity, that while we are busy listening to advices of people, because we don't understand what they do, or because we could do a better job in understanding technology, better job in understanding the people, better job in getting closer to the business. That's where you never seen HR guy telling a developer that go to GitHub, or why are you leaving this to a software testing? Why don't you do a unit testing properly? You'll never see those kind of dialogues happening. We leave it on to their managers. And that's where it's important that we all need to understand the technology. We all, whomsoever the business we are in, first we need to understand the business and the mode of function really well. And that's what it comes to this, our overall approach. Let me tell you a story here, which inspiring story, which I used to share it with all people. There is an employee called Vijay Tadvi, one of my ex, I mean, the person was with my ex-employer. His name was Vijay Tadvi. He worked in a US payrolling team. So he has to log in every day at 4 o'clock in the evening. So 1 o'clock, he's he has given a call to his manager telling that his stomach is aching. So he's in the hospital. He needs 1 or 2 hours. He may be delayed for the day. So he has taken that permission. And the manager accepted him. Okay, good. Please, thank you for informing, but take care of your health. That's very important. We will run the payroll. Do not worry, because he's not that typical guy that every Monday or Friday fallen sick. We have a pattern of people falling sick on Monday and Friday or on a important delivery and things. So manager knowing him better, so he said, don't worry about the process or whatever the work you need to do. Just take care of your health. And then 2 o'clock again, he received a call. He's saying, no, their doctors are asking him to admit in the hospital. So he is checking how to go about it, and he will keep the manager posted. And then there is no news. So 4:30 or 4:15 something, manager called him to just to find out how he is, whereabouts, or is he coming to work, or he should be taking care of his health, he should be going back home and things. Somebody picked the phone and answered that Vijay Tadvi is passed away. His stomach got bust. Look at the pain what he was going through at 1 p.m. Despite that, his salary was 15,000 or 18,000 something. Despite that, the responsibility what he had was, I will call my manager. I will tell him that this is the situation I am in. I'm not telling this is a very classic example. That so people have taught us how to maintain our ethics or how to be there to see the situation, then playing a trumpet by blowing the situation and saying technology is stressful environment, those kind of things. There's a one story which is always closer to my heart, because that person had so much of courage. He understand his responsibility, ownership. So he had called his manager despite assuming 2-3 hours after that he was going to die. And then he's calling and informing his manager that how he takes the responsibility of the US payrolling and things. That's what the people we have. So with this, I always tell the team that keep your disappointments and appreciation so high. Don't get disappointed on small things. You will never see anybody coming to HR and putting your hands on their shoulder saying that you have done a great job. Or most of the times, at times, some people even had to beg. You will not see, it's typically HR has been recognized as a fraternity they are doing and things. Again, I'm talking the majority. It's not that everybody. Somebody definitely do that. Even in my current company, they do send appreciations and things. But when it comes to my team, I always tell this team that first you approach yourself. Don't expect too much from people, and then don't expect for a motivation every day. The motivation has to come within, and focus on a big goal and keep walking. So that's a first situation as a leading people in current times, that you need to ensure you need to back your team regardless of whatever it is happening. You need to ensure that your team aware of the larger purpose and you're doing it. With this, I also share that it's a social media is full of hatred, right? When I go to, I don't want to name one of the websites. It's always excite me. One of the websites where people go and share the rating of the company and they write pros and cons. They even have a rights. I don't know who has given the rights. CEO who's putting a money, who's building in a company with putting all the efforts, and we have given a right as a part of freedom of speech to somebody conveniently putting whether that person is accepting a CEO or not, whether the company is good or not and things. And we call it as also a rating. So given this scenario, um, uh, I ensure that I encourage there. I mean, earlier I used to ignore it, but when it comes to company, you should not ignore you should at least respond to them. So I've been responding to them anyways. But in this scenario, right, if you look into that, those people who feel dejected, who went because they didn't perform well, those people are putting in those social media wrong about your company, whereas all those good guys, 90% whom I'm talking about, they don't come out. They don't come out to share great things, appreciating good things in the same media. Whatever the employer they work on, they don't celebrate the way the people who want to disassociate themselves with the company and they say wrong about the company the way they others do. The other people don't encourage it. So with this, this is I'm again leaving to the fraternity on how to think. But the all participant, if you are good, and tell people that how good you are, how good your company is, how good the people are. You need to talk about it because others are anyways doing it. So with this, it's again the Forbes thing when it came, that I can name. My team had celebrated by giving me a surprise video on how I mean to them. That's always shown to me that I am closer to my team than anybody, or the team is closer to me. They celebrated my success. One of my office admin came to me with a bouquet. He celebrated me. Balaji, you got this. It's not only for you, it is for all of us. So, and one of the QA managers, his name is Maulik, he had a call. A lot of people visited, but that call meant a lot because he said, you always inspire me. And this call I'm specially making because uh, I really want to wish you in person. I couldn't come, so I'm calling. Or like a lot of people sent me a text message in WhatsApp and whatnot in the email and things. But these personal things always associated with touches. So leading people in current times again shown that you need to connect with people. The more you connect with people, the people are going to come to you. So that's what it says. So in this, one of the employees when they lost their life due to COVID, so, we did lose 3 or 4 people in this COVID time. People pour love. We did sponsored the Rishabh Software agreed to give donations, and then we have run a survey. We collected. We requested an employee to contribute. Everybody contributed, or majority of the people thought they should contribute, and we contributed decent money and we gave to the family. Whereas this never comes out. Whereas if we do anything wrong, it is going to come out in some bullshit social media. They are giving a rating to the company and things. So I always say to people, whenever you get an opportunity, don't engage. The tools are there, chatting, email is all there, but it's very important that you pick a phone and you talk to person. It can be done in 1 or 2 minutes. So that's what my team does today. They connect. They love to connect with people. They take opportunity in connecting with people and things. With this, this is how it is. One of the things I've been asked to share on what I do, um, generally on any situation. So the first friend to me is myself. I play a critic role and things to myself. Uh, um, Accidentally, my name is coming right side of it, but I didn't mean it in that way. But we need to critique ourselves. We need to believe that the organization is built by people and run by people, and everybody has to play. That's important. And we asking a question on what, where, when, why, who, how. This is the question. Anything I implement, I ask myself, is it the right time, or why am I doing, what am I doing, and things. Um, and also continue to differentiate between noise and feedback. For me, I don't respect much on the anonymous feedbacks or anonymous emails and things. Let me share one quick story on. Sorry, I touched my mouse. Let me tell you one quick story on how it is important here, how we can inspire life of people. Um, Once it's about a long time ago when I was busy doing a recruitments hands-on. Still, even I do. Uh, so the hiring managers have given the feedback and things. and that's how HR tend to collect the documents and things. So I happened to see a 12th mark sheet of a person, whereas his parent, his father, has signed the transfer certificate with his thumb expression or thumb fingerprint. His father is illiterate. He didn't study. He didn't go to school, so he had to keep his thumb finger down. That's how it was signed. But when I'm seeing the college certificate, his father scribbled with some signature, like he signed. So that's how for me it's important that the first generation is coming to a corporate. So I still, even that employee even still doesn't know that he got a job because of this. But the reason what I found, I think the first generation is coming, a person who can take this effort by, and I asked him, so why is that? He said, after all, studying hard, if I can't teach my father how to sign a simple document, what is the study useful for? Of course, he said in a regional language. And that's what a guy I interviewed and recruited, despite saying all the odds, I had to go all the way up to ensure. And this guy is right now a director working in a company. Even he doesn't know why he got hired and things. Like that, we can inspire by so many people. But when it comes to you, when you got an opportunity to give back to the society, this is what exactly I call it. We need to give it. Um, and that is how you will be leading a people. Otherwise, you will you will just doing what has been informed to you. So 80% of the times the decisions go good on the hiring managers, and the 20% time it doesn't go well. I the shoulders are big, right? I can always take those things on my shoulder. But 80% of the times, it did go well in the past of those decisions, taking the right person on board and things. So for me, that's how the decisions are implemented, even in this today's time or anytime. Ensure anybody whom we are talking, we give them a feedback, or we find a place, a job for them, or at least they deserve to get a feedback from you on why they are not got selected. I think we need to implement it. I do it 100%. So that is something I want to touch. So next is the time. The time is, I ensure that I manage the time rightly as much as is good. Despite I woke up late in the morning and things, that is different. But I value the time really a lot, because COVID has definitely taught one thing: this they have got a family together, and and also it taught me that doing a right thing doesn't always make you a right person. So um, the story of when the lockdown was announced, we had to shift the machine of so many people, the home and things. You could see how Rishabites came forward. Like we sent one message: we need people to come to office so that we can deliver machines at doorsteps. My entire team was there. The COVID was at peak. People were scaring about how the COVID would spread. Will they be affected or not? All things were there. Just because I sent one message, that's value they had given me, right? Okay, Balaji is coming. I'm also want to join this. There is no level here, despite whatever the title you said. That's the effort of a team, entire team. Not only that, the hiring team also came and things. So at the time always taught us that improvise, you need to continue to improvise and then adapt and then overcome. With this, we need to have a decency over compassion, service over ambition, and integrity over experience. To be part of something bigger than yourself, that's a larger piece of it. To do that, you need to use your time wisely. That's where I talked about here, the leading people here, in why the time and things is important. With this, walk the talk is so great. Um, so only one story which I want to share here, which is uh, your team follow your footsteps. They are observing you. I have an experience of uh, how people grow up in a ladder, how they can fall down and how they can continue to grow in a ladder. which is I have so many examples. But one thing, but today topic is more related to me. So the one topic which I want to touch, which is May 2020, when the lockdown was a little bit of liberation, when the government of India had announced March 3rd, 2020, I was packing my bag and I came to office. One side I was climbing up, the other side my CEO was climbing up on the stairs. We we handshaked each other, and then I was there in the office. I informed to the team, okay, you take a call whether to come to office or not. And June 2020, I mandated people to come to office. I know 50% people hated me for doing that, but again, the 50% they stood up and they came. But today, 2021, one of the employees who hated me for calling them to office, the person said, "Thank you, Balaji, for taking the fear out. We, if we can't even come out of home, look at those doctors and frontline workers, the way they're in the hospital with the COVID patients, they precaution themselves. They also have a family, but they ensure they are there as a team. They work together. They helped us sailing through the situation." So the person has spoken to me, and that's what when June 2020, when I had to take tough decisions by calling my team, it was not easy, right? I also love to be there and things. My family also equally worried about whether I should be going to office or not. So that's where it's the bubble came. No, let's take it. Let's beat the COVID with, of course, with all precautions and things. So I sincerely feel the work-life balance is important, but equally, it's important. You need to come out, you need to stay in the office, you need to collaborate better. For that, you need a one place. So that's what I say as one of the qualities a leader should have is a walk the talk. With this, we should continue to rise. People will come and go. They tell you you are the team. We promise you we don't leave you. We are there for you too. You are the inspiration or mentor. Blah blah blah. You know, they continue to and they continue to surprise you when they decide to go. Right? They suddenly come up with some fantastic narration justification to tell that it is a hard decision for them to leave, but they had to go, and those kind of things. Uh, Earlier, I used to get a lot of I was not feeling good, but definitely COVID taught me that everybody has their right to live, and it is okay if some people uh, uh, don't follow that commitment, don't follow those commitments, they go for money and things. You should let them go, and they will find always innovative reasons if at all they leave. But for me, is lessons in life will be repeated until they are learned. I'm still learning. I'm still trusting my people. I always going to trust. I'm going to like to be good to them, and I love to always like to move on. And that's where I change here. And with this, any all decisions, for example, retaining a person by offering a more salary, you can always have your team handle it. You don't need to handle. I don't handle it. All credit goes to my team. They handle it in a nicer way. Even the negotiations and things, they do it. So my job is to just to concur with them on their decisions. So I am trying my best to make more decision makers within the team. They take the decisions and we celebrate the success together. That's what it comes. So I have, I think, 5 more minutes. I think I have a two slides, or I have the last slide, or one more slide I have to go. Faisal, I hope I can have a 2-3 minutes more, right? Or
Yes, 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 yes.
okay.
You can get.
Thank you, Faisal. So that's a summary. Life shows everything so beautiful. Love shows. If you started loving your life, your everything looks beautiful to you. And the more you believe in yourself, you will start seeing good things in everyone. Um, and there is no, for me, there is no good work, hard work, smart work. On above everything is the hard work. It will show everything so high. Or else or somebody growing up on a ladder, it is very easy to tell that higher. उसको मिल गया होगा, या तो पैसा होगा, पैसा डाल के ले लिया होगा, या जो भी है. But when you continue to work hard, that shows everything so high. You will always, it always inspire you, it always help you to grow there. And when you look up the nature, you I tend to see God in the nature. Wherever I go, I can see those things. If 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 a God can give a power to a plant to survive different season, I think He will have a better plan for each and every human beings. It's just that we need to use our time wisely. We need to celebrate things with people, and always um, the life. I don't know whether we have a one life or multiple life, but we should treat everything as an opportunity. I mean, always put it in this way. We should find opportunity in everything. uh, Leading a people is an opportunity. Who knows, I will be reporting to somebody within the team also in somewhere in some time. You should be open enough to learn from everyone, and you have one life to enjoy. That's what I would like to conclude. Not many things I want to do, but given a time. With this, my sincere, deepest condolences to all people who's there in the call, who lost their lives. um, End of the day, let's be a human being. May Lord bless the departed soul and give a family and himself a great courage. Um, that's how I come to an end of. This is the battalion who's in front of me, who ensures I'm getting success everywhere. I look good. It's all because of them. Uh, and Any questions, I'm open. Thank you all.
Before we move to the Q&A session, we will be initiating the poll. Request all participants to kindly share your feedback. While you're doing so, request all participants to kindly post their questions in the chat window. Once again, I thank all our participants for joining our session today. We have received a lot of inquiry about the e-certificate offered by HRAI. You can claim your certificate by sharing your details, name and session attended in an email to the email ID provided in the chat window. Please ensure you do this by the 28th of February 2022. We will email the e-certificates to you based on details received latest by first week of March. So, Mr. Balaji, we have one question that has come from the registrations. Uh, how should leaders enable team to leverage the crisis time in self-development and keeping oneself relevant for future?
As I covered, as I said, walk the talk. You should be ready. You should be showing to the team that what you are learning. When your team comes to you, definitely you need to play. It's very easy to play a critic role, right? They put a lot of efforts and they come to you, it's saying it's not up to mark. Okay, okay. But after that, how are you telling the team that, okay, what is good? So that is one. And second thing, when you do good, or when I do anything, I ask the feedback from the team. You should give courage, or you should be open enough accepting the feedback from the team to tell you whether the team is good or not. So that's the way it is. In fact, for example, I run a survey every year, and then when I collect the feedback from my team and I present it to them, and I show them with names who said what and what people are telling about me, and I accept it completely. I don't justify, I don't flexible and things. Even, for example, even today's poll session, out of all great, only one person said it is bad. So now I will definitely would like to talk to person and understand why you felt bad and things. That's the way it goes. So you need to show your upskilling. how it is helping, all something you learned, you tell them, okay, this is something helping me. Those kind of things will help.
So we have one more question. Can you please share few stories or maybe anecdotes where leaders or organizations have successfully achieved something bigger or extraordinary in the current VUCA times, and how did they do it?
It's a very, can you just, is it possible to just to squeeze down a bit, because it's a very broader question. I don't know
Mm,
which story or any particular thing what the person referring to, or which.
no, he's just saying that can you please share few stories or maybe anecdotes where
Mhm.
leaders or organizations have successfully achieved something bigger or extraordinary in the VUCA times, current VUCA times, and how they did it?
It's like
Like giving.
Mo, Modi ji vaccinating 150 crore people. I think that's it. It's over here. What else you would
Yeah,
expect it? That itself is big. But um, I would put it in this way. Any CEO for that matter. Of course, I can talk about Rishabh. Uh, they ensured it when the jeopardy time. They ensured it. Any employer for that matter who ensured their employees are safe, their salaries are continued, and they stay in the company even in the jeopardy's time when it was at peak, right? They didn't lay off anyone, and things. Rishabh didn't lay off anyone, uh, despite there was a huge issue whether we are going to sustain in the market or not, in terms of business and things. But still, they took a decision. I'm sure a lot many organizations, not Rishabh. So all those people, I think, great example to us to show that in a difficult times, you need to have a strong ethics and you need to be good to people.
good. So we have one more question. How should an HR leader ensure that diverse teams join hands together and work for organizations' common vision, mission, and objectives during this crisis time?
One is again lead from the front. You need to choose whether are you the right person to lead or not. Despite my title, whatever there in the company, when it comes to work, when it comes to in action, you always see me in the front. But when it comes to the other thing, you always need to put, there are some certain people are really good in certain things. So you should know whom to put what and when and how, so that it's overall successful. Even before that, your common vision or mission or anything, a goal, it should be transferred to all your people who's part of that group. So for example, Faisal may, for example, person A can tell Balaji's communication is awesome, and person B can tell he's pathetic, right? So now there should be some yardstick on what do you mean by good and what do you mean by bad. So when the yardstick is clear to all people, they will be able to collaborate better. And two is collaboration is definitely a key. There is no any other mantra which even COVID, before COVID or after COVID, for that matter, all the companies grown in the life, they are always shown as a cooperation and collaboration is the only way to success. Husband and wife doesn't get along well, right? It takes a lot of time in for them to patch up each other. So when it comes to an organization, different mindset and things. So that is how I want to put it.
Great, great. So thank you, Mr. Balaji, for making this session so insightful and engrossing. Some of the key takeaways are the current challenges like backouts, resignations, permanent work from home, skill gaps, how we need to understand the business and have the right approach through a relatable example. Motivation has to come from within, how we can inspire the life of people. It has been a pleasure being with you today. I'm sure our participants have had a lot of to learn and take away from this session. This would not have been possible without Great Manager Institute, where we are privileged to be working with them on this series. Though we all know about Great Manager Institute, I would want to welcome Ms. Jaya Narang, Head GPMS and Partnerships, Great Manager Institute, to share a few words about Great Manager Institute.
Thanks, Faisal. Thank you, Mr. Balaji. That was a very insightful session. We got to know in terms of on-ground realities, what is it that particularly the HR leaders of today are facing. Although most of you all must be aware about Great Manager Institute, I'll just take a few minutes to brief you all about the same. Just give me a moment while I share my screen. Hope my screen is visible to everybody.
Yes, it's visible.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So just to begin with a little brief about our institute, Great Place to Work is our parent company, which has been in India for over 10 years now. And during the course of the entire research,
Yeah, it's not in a full mode actually. It's not in a presentation mode actually. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
All right. So like I was mentioning, with regards to Great Place to Work being more than 10 years old in India, over the course of these 10 years and over the course of research that we have done over these years, we have come to the conclusion that people management is one of the most important aspects when you talk about organization development as a whole. And from that is where the idea of Great Manager Institute stemmed. And it's been 4 years now. We have spun off as a separate entity. And I'll talk about two of our key focus areas. Primarily, we believe that when we talk about any organization as an employer brand, and when we talk about the employees' experience, the way the employees experience the same, great people managers are the connecting link between the two, which again reinforces the focus towards people management. As far as we are concerned, we have like I mentioned earlier, we've been in existence for over 4 years, and during these years, we have had an intervention with 28,000 plus managers from 1,300 companies and from across industries, more than 17 industries. Our primary framework is based on the parameters of connect, develop, and inspire. So here, when I'm saying connect, it's with regards to how well a manager is connecting with his or her team members. When I talk about develop, what is the interest level taken by each manager to make sure that their team member is also progressing in their career. And when we say inspire, it's more to do in terms of lead by example and ensure that the team members are well engaged and inspired and motivated to give their best on a daily basis. Having said this, one of our core things that we focus on, like mentioned earlier during the session, is the Great People Manager Study. Here we invite participation from managers across India, from across industries, across levels. Um, so anybody who handles a people management profile is eligible to participate in the study. It could be a manager with a team or team size of 3, or it could also be the CEO or MD of a company who's obviously managing the entire organization at large. During the last year, which was the third year of the study, we had participation from 10,000 plus managers. And the way that it functions is we have 2 rounds of evaluation. At round 1 level, there is a self-assessment and a team feedback survey that is done. And we have experienced that only about 20 to 25% of the participants move from round 1 to round 2. At the round 2 level, there is a intervention required from the managers themselves, where they have to submit to us 6 of their best people management practices, which they have implemented and have proven to be successful in their professional life. Post this, at the end of the cycle, we come up with the list of the top 100 great people managers, and also with the list of companies who participate for the study get recognized in the same. Our media partner for the same is Forbes India, so that's where we come up with the list of winners. The other area of intervention is our certification program, the Great People Manager Certification Program. And in case you would like to know anything in detail about the same, I'll just drop a link and an email ID in the chat box. You could write in and get to know more. In case there are any questions, I'll be happy to address them.
Thank you, Jaya, for letting us know about Great Manager Institute, and thanks for the benefits extended to HRAI members. I once again thank our dear speaker and Jaya for joining us today. Do join us for our next masterclass tomorrow on the topic Leading People in Current Times, a session by Mr. Vinay Ranjan, Director Personnel and Industrial Relation, Eastern Coalfields Limited, on the 25th of February 2022. Request you to kindly register for this event at the link mentioned in the chat window. Also, do join the Dialogue 2022 WhatsApp chat group through the invite link shared in the chat window. That's it from our today's webinar. See you soon. Stay safe. Take care and bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you, Faisal. Thank you, Jaya. Thank you
Thank you,
all.
Mr.
Take
Balaji.
care. Bye.